This is Entertainment World Soldier here, and I'm doing a review on episode 3 of Doctor Who. I was going to start off by saying that this was just a boring episode, so I'm probably not going to take that long. There was not much good in it. It was just completely boring. There was a bit of politics in this episode regarding climate change, war and all that. And I'm just, it's just Doctor Who now. I think I'm only watching these now because I'm doing YouTube videos on them. And if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't have bothered watching this episode because I was that bored. This episode didn't piss me off as much as the other two did. This just bored the hell out of me. That's literally all I can say. There was just dumb storylines in this episode. There wasn't that much. I don't know. It's just Doctor Who's struggling, and they just keep pumping out either stupid episodes or boring episodes. This episode was boring. There was nothing in here. I mean, at least if I was getting pissed off about something, I'd be excited to talk about it. But no, this episode, man, it's just the writers just continuously show why they should not be doing Doctor Who. There's nothing exciting. There's nothing to root for. The Doctor and friends might get killed. We see that in every Doctor Who, but there's always like something else at stake. It's not just the Doctor's lives. There's something bigger at hand. This episode, it was just literally Doctor and friends need to save their lives. That was it. I'm going to go into spoilers now, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, turn off now. So we start off the episode with Graham talking about how he's won tickets to a spa, and the Doctor then starts talking like, how did that happen, and no, that doesn't really ever get answered. Then Graham puts these tickets together and they somehow transport everybody to the spa. And from what I remember, because listen, I was in and out of this episode, I was bored, I nearly fell asleep through it, genuinely. That's the first time I've ever nearly fallen asleep through a Doctor Who episode. So yeah, they go around this spa, the Doctor does stupid things, Gregory sits down, because that's what he does on holiday, apparently. Ryan then somehow gets infected by some sort of computer virus. Don't ask me why. that's just in the story now. The Doctor then helps him out, pulls out the virus and then puts it in a bag of crisps. And then she goes off to look for the reason why this virus is infecting things. She then meets up with some dog-looking person. Then at the same time, you start seeing a scene of a security guard with a rifle walking around, and you can hear a creature in the background. God, this episode is so boring. I can barely talk about it. There's a creature in the background, and he starts shooting at it. The Doctor then, starts saying, like, why are you walking into a broom closet? I know it's not a broom closet because of all the security. Then she ends up forcing her way in. Then she runs into this, security person who is like, you shouldn't be here. But then the Doctor says, well, I should be here. And then she puts up her paper, and apparently she's from hotel, I don't know, reviewers or something. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Yeah, so she then hears what's happening. The guy runs, and then all these creatures start popping in and out of everywhere and start hunting the other guests that are around. Because for a hotel, again, with these episodes, it's like literally nobody in this hotel. It's like 5 or 6 people. That's it. Man, the BBC must have really cut the budget on Doctor Who, because there's barely anybody on screen anymore. It's like, in David Tennant's era, there was fucking loads of people, but in this Doctor Who, it's just like nobody. It just seems so bloody empty and... Anyway, so... Where was I? Yeah, so they start attacking the guests. Yaz is with an old woman and a couple. They start hiding from the creature. Ryan, and he's under a table sucking his thumb because the doctor told him to do that earlier. Don't know why they needed to put that in there. Graham's then looking around for help in order to help people. The creatures start attacking. The doctor then starts, figuring out what to do. Then she finds out this place has a shield, and she activates the shield, which then pushes all the creatures out of the spa. And that's how that ended. I am just going to talk about a few things right now, and I'm just going to say, where's the security? There seems to be one guy and one woman for this whole spa security. That's what I mean when I say they've cut the budget for the BBC, because this is literally ridiculous. A spa has 2 people as security, and that doesn't make sense to me. That really doesn't. Even small spas in the UK, I've been to a spa with my ex, and there's pretty much a lot of security at those sort of places. Me and my girlfriend, she was like, I'm sorry, fuck it. That's ridiculous. And I shouldn't go into stories about me and my girlfriend, or ex, sorry. But what the hell? It just seems so boring. It just seemed like, why has this place only got 2 security members? And then you literally look around for staff, and it's literally just a dog person. So this whole spa has 3 people as the staff. And there's 26 people there. So how the hell does that all work? Is everything's on computer? Is everything just got computer rated or something? Computer rated, what the fuck is that? So everything's just not just robots then. Which I thought was they're probably going to have some robot security or robot butlers or something. But no, it's literally just them 3. So, I don't know. I honestly don't know why we are dealing with this. I mean, it's a dumb story. So anyway, the creatures run for it. The doctor looks around. She goes around with the Scottish woman, and they look for this. They look at the wall, and there's a hole in it where the creatures have broken through. The doctor then starts pulling, figuring out stuff, and says, "Hey, you're not on a planet. You're on some sort of dead planet, because this is a dome that's fake. It's it's holographic. All this stuff they're in, except the hotel, the environment's all holographic because they decided to build a spa on a dead planet. So yeah, I don't get that. Why not the moon? Literally, the moon is or a rock. Okay, I can't deal with it. This planet is Earth, but it's dead. Okay, I'm just going to get that spoiler out there. This planet is Earth, it's dead. And I just got to ask, so you can build all this oxygen-filled place on Earth that's dead. The moon's literally over there. Why not build on the moon? It's right there. Just build on it. I mean, it just seems so stupid. Or build on bloody Mars or something. It's just, why would you build on a planet where there's creatures that could attack your hotel? That would be literally like somebody building a hotel in Syria right now. It could be attacked, it could be blown up. It just doesn't make sense to build something somewhere so dangerous. It's going to cost you more money than you'll ever make. Anyway, Yaz and the old woman that she's with walk up to the doctor and then say they can't find the husband that she was with because she's with her boyfriend, because they're not married yet. Fair enough, we want to go to that storyline. fair enough. They're not married. They are, but apparently her husband's been kidnapped or has gone missing. So the doctor just says we got to go rescue him, and the Scottish woman's like, "Yeah, we can't. He's probably dead." And I would agree, but I would also just say, why don't we just send out a small security force? And it just turns out it's like, hold on, wait. There's like literally only 2 people, so it would just not make sense to send anybody out. You would literally, I don't know, go to the local authorities. Wait a minute, we're on a dead planet Earth. Oh, this didn't make sense. So the old woman starts crying and saying, I need to find my boyfriend, and the doctor's like saying, we've got to go help him. And I'm just like, why are you bothering, Doctor? You have a TARDIS. Go fly around and look for him. The TARDIS can fly, but let's sod that. Oh yeah, the TARDIS is not there, is it? Okay, why not just transport back to your TARDIS and come back? Don't know why you can't do that. So the doctor pretty much just tells the Scottish woman, listen, we're going to go out there and we're going to go get him. Okay, fair enough. The doctor and friends with the 2 security guys. Fine, fair enough. Let's go. Let's head out and find this guy. And so they do go, and they use a truck, and then they do the most ridiculous thing. They bring a mechanic and his kid and the old woman. Why are you bringing the old woman on a rescue mission? She is going to cause problems. If you keep her at the hotel and give her some sort of communication device, it would literally make a lot more sense than bringing a woman who is emotionally invested in this, who will cause problems, and does. Oh, this whole thing just seems so stupid, because the security on this bloody spa is 2 people. 2 bloody people. And the Scottish woman even complains to the guys like, you should have stood your ground. He's 1 person, love. There's about 6 of these creatures, and the gun he's got isn't really effective. Oh, why? Why? It's literally 5 more people would make sense to have in your security force. Just for the story alone would make sense. So anyway, they're in this truck driving around, and then they somehow, in the middle of nowhere, crash into a big rock. Okay, I mean that makes sense. It doesn't. There's literally it was empty. You could see for miles. How they couldn't see a fucking rock, I have no idea. Bad security driving, I don't know. So they crash. The old woman's going hysterical, like, we gotta find the husband, we gotta find the boyfriend. It's like, okay, that's why you don't bring her, because she's obviously going to be emotional. You are obviously going to have to be dealing with her most of the time, when you should be looking for the husband. I just call it a husband, because this guy wants to marry her. I don't know why it took him this long to do it, but fair enough, that's what we have to worry about in Doctor Who now. So the creatures then start surrounding the vehicle because it's crashed. The doctors then starts, chattering on. I know I should listen more to what the doctor was saying, but I was just so bored. And last week I was pissed off. This week I'm bored as hell. It's like, Doctor Who, you're not really winning me back. Literally the only reason I'm even watching Doctor Who now is just to do these videos, because it's pissing me off now. God, used to be excited to watch Doctor Who, now I'm just bored as fuck. So the creatures surround the vehicle. The Scottish woman who's in charge, and says, we've got to get out of here. We haven't got enough firepower to stop them all. And then the old woman starts screaming at her, like saying, "We need to find my husband." She then grabs her necklace, throws it on the floor, and says, "It's expensive. You know, if you help me find our husband, that's yours, and you get to sell it and everything." And okay. I'm trying to remember what else happened in this scene. Oh yeah, the creatures then start attacking the vehicle. But then it turns out the husband that they're looking for is with them. Okay, so they haven't killed him yet. Don't really explain that, by the way. Don't really explain why they were holding him around. Doesn't really make sense why they'd keep him alive. It's not like, because he does ask them 2 questions, and not one of them was to get out of the vehicle. No, it was just, "Betty, will you marry me?" And she says yes, and then we have that beautiful scene, because that is what we need to watch in Doctor Who. And then he's also, second question is, "Can you shoot me?" Okay, I still don't understand why he's still alive, but because that never gets explained. Then the creatures then start attacking the vehicle again. The Doctor finds a way out, and then the 2 security people start shooting, trying to give the civilians cover fire, because you would obviously bring civilians in this fucking mission. This is why I just don't get. I've been a soldier. You would never bring civilians on a mission like this. You would go out also with a tactical unit of 6 to 7 men, because it wouldn't make sense to go on a rescue mission with 2 people, because you need, numbers in this sort of situation. But Doctor Who, crap writing, BBC, that's what we get nowadays. So the security people are giving them cover fire. The Doctor's running. The old woman is crying, like, "We need to go back for him, we need to go back for him." For God's sake, woman, they're literally outnumbered and probably going to die. Get over it. I know there's supposed to be sympathy there, but it's stupid. What do you want to say, Doctor Who? What do you want me to say? God. Anyway, they run for it. The security woman then realises she gets thrown over from the creatures. The creatures don't kill her, they throw her. And she's just like hurt, and she realises that the other security person she's with, all alone, and he's going to die without her. The Doctor's literally like, "You can't go back, we need to get out of here." So the Doctor doesn't go back to help. No, she pretty much just leaves the dude, because it's a male, the other guy, to die. Okay, Doctor Who, there we go. What the hell was the point of this whole episode? Did not make sense. But fair enough. So the Doctor and the people just walk down into this cave, and they see a bunch of letters on the wall. It's all in Russian. And Ryan and Jan start asking, "How is it Russian on this planet?" Then the Doctor just pretty much just tells them, "Yeah, this is Earth, it's dead, blah 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 blah." And then then Yaz says, "How can that be? Earth's not like this." Then Ryan's the same thing. Greg's pretty much, he's just there. He doesn't really say much in this episode, which I found weird. But yeah, the Doctor just says, "This is the future of Earth." Then everybody had a little cry about it. Like, this is fucking tomorrow. It just seemed like, yeah, this is probably going to happen in 1,000,000 years, guys. Get over it. Earth's not going to survive forever. So crying over it, the Doctor wouldn't even cry over it. The Doctor even knows Earth's going to bloody get blown up one day. Why is she not fucking telling them to get the fuck over it? It's like, humanity moved on. Humanity is always going to have to move on from Earth. Because one day Earth will just not be able to sustain us. So why the Doctor didn't just say that to them? No. This episode, the SJW stuff is climate change. This is the future of Earth. And fair enough. This is 1,000,000 years in our future. There's humans still alive. Doctors, why are you harping on this? For fuck's sake. Humanity moved on. You should respect that. But fuck it, right? Earth's just there. This is just literally BBC trying to tell you climate change is bad. We know it's bad. We are watching the fucking Australian fires. That's a disaster. And I believe in climate change. And what's happening in Australia is very bad. But you know why I watch Doctor Who? I like to watch Doctor Who to forget about the bad stuff, but to listen to the good stuff. But I don't get that in Doctor Who anymore, do I? No, I need to be preached at in my entertainment. I can't have no escape from reality. Fuck you, BBC. Anyway, whilst we're going down this tunnel, there is another woman with the group. I've completely forgot about her because, again, boring characters. So this woman was with Ryan. Ryan met up in the hotel when the creatures attacked. They were kind of with each other. Don't know her name. Ryan's been kind of befriending her. Then she says something. Oh yeah, she does say something in the hotel. It's like, why do all guys need to chat up girls? It's like, literally, why do you need to say that? Girls like to be chat up. That's literally what they do when they go out. Okay, not every girl, fine. And girls have the right to tell a guy to piss off. That's fine. Most fellas would accept that and just leave it at that. So being a stubborn in that regard, it just pissed me off. That's a little bit of SJW stuff just to remind us not all women want to be talked to when they go out. Fine. We can all just guess, can't we, if a woman's attracted to us. Anyway, this woman, they're in the cage, this woman somehow grabs the rifle from the security woman and says, hands up, and everyone's confused, like, why is she doing it? Ryan then says, you can't do this, we need to stick together. And then she says something weird like, I came here to destroy the hotel because of my mother abandoned me for it. And it turns out the Scottish woman is her mother. And I just want, what the fuck? Why is this even in the show? Why? This was literally not needed. You did not need to do this, Doctor Who. Why am I listening to a mother and daughter squabble whilst we're running from creatures? It makes no sense. Can you just stick to the main plot? Because you're not doing well at the main plot right now. Stop putting extra stories in your stories, Doctor Who. Until you can get the first story right, just stick to that. God, it's just stupid. So somehow she then starts talking about the mother abandoned her, the mother abandoned the father, and didn't even bother coming to the funeral. Turns out this security woman is in charge, is the owner of the hotel. Okay. Oh, man. She then threatens her and says, listen, tell me where the transporter is, and or I will kill you and everybody. And then she says it's right behind you because it's her daughter and she feels guilty, and we've got to feel that, blah 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 blah. Okay. And then we just listen to, and then she just complains about her mother again because Ryan pushes her and they somehow get transported back to the hotel. And Ryan says to, like, why are you doing this? Like she didn't already tell you, idiot. And then, so they transport back to the hotel. She grabs the rifle, points at him, and says, I'm here to destroy what my mother created, which is the hotel. Okay. I didn't know you were that pissed at your mum. You couldn't have just had it out with her. You couldn't just yelled at her. I don't know. So we are dealing with a family dispute, ladies and gentlemen. Fine. So Doctor and the rest of them start walking down the rest of the tunnel to get back to the hotel. What else is there? Sorry, I'm really trying to remember this episode because it's so boring. So they walk down. Then doctor, then the creatures then start appearing, and the Scottish woman says, "Listen, you don't need to run for it. I'll hold them off." You know, the old trope. Oh no, it wasn't that. So the creatures are catching up to them, and the old woman is slowing everybody down, and they are starting to run out of air because they have these air purifier things that are running out of oxygen, and so yeah, they're running out of oxygen. They're running out of time. The old woman's like annoyed at the security person for killing her husband, even though the husband said shoot him. And I'm just like, yeah, if I'm captured by things like that and they're gonna eat me, yeah, put a bullet in my head. Freely put a bullet in my head. I mean, I'd rather be shot than eaten. God, what a dumbass. So yeah, she complains about that. The creatures come catching up to them. The old woman is slowing everybody down. She knows it. So she then starts talking to Yaz and saying, "Promise me that you're going to run." And then Yaz says, "What do you mean?" And the old woman says it again, like, "Promise me." Yeah, and then she just throws herself at the creatures to, you know, give the group time to get away. And she does. They do. And hooray for the old woman for doing the smartest thing in this episode, which is killing herself. Sorry, listen, the old woman, no offense to the actress, I'm sure she's a nice person, but I just, a character that shouldn't have been in this episode. So the group run. We go back to the hotel where Ryan is still talking to the daughter, and the daughter has somehow built bombs for this hotel. Just built a shitload of bombs. I don't know why and how she got through security, because apparently, you know, this place has security, but they only have like 2 security members, so that's probably why. No robots, no like scanning equipment, but yeah, she was able to sneak in bombs. That makes sense. Most of this episode just, oh my god, it's literally like 2 seconds of rethink for parts of this episode would have helped, because we're walking on a planet with no oxygen and there's fire around, and fire bloody needs oxygen. So there's flame piles to show you this is a dead Earth. There's also trees in the background with green on it. How is it a dead planet if there's trees in the background with bloody green on it? I know some idiot's going to say, well, the fire was green. Listen, fire is fire. It needs oxygen. It doesn't make sense. The scanner on the doctor, because the doctor is running out of air now, because she's apparently used up more oxygen than everybody else, probably because she's talking so fucking much. But yeah, she's used up more oxygen than everybody. She's running out of air. Everybody's walking fast. She starts slowing down, and then they bump into a creature that's asleep. And then the doctor is like, kind of nearly fainting. She puts her scanner up to the creature, and then it turns out the creature sucks in carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. So the doctor recharges her oxygen thing with the breath of the creature. And then the doctor decides to give it a little, to scan its brain, and she figures out what's happened to this planet, and it's pretty much nuclear war. So a little bit of SJW talking about nuclear weapons. That's fun. Fair enough. Yeah, so the doctor figures that out. She moves with the group and gets back to the hotel. Security woman then realises there's creatures on their tail again. And again, she sacrifices herself to get the doctor and her friends back to the hotel. Okay. Oh, they also brought the mechanic and his son. They don't really do anything in this episode. Literally a lot of wasted material. A lot of wasted cast members on this episode. This literally could have been, Doctor Who has done this before. A small group of people in a dangerous situation. David Tennant with the because they were on a fucking planet. David Tennant did an episode when he was on a spa planet, but he decided to go on a train or truck to go, view something, and then, that episode was great. That spa episode was fantastic. And it could show that Doctor Who doesn't need that many casts, as long as the writing is fantastic. You don't need that many actors in the scene. The story doesn't need to be massive. It can just be one person in danger. But this Doctor Who is crap. Okay? David Tennant's Doctor Who was fantastic. But this Doctor Who, you need bigger stuff. You need big, a big problem. You just need bigger writing, better writing, bigger story. So they end up back in the hotel. The Doctor pretty much figures it out and tells everybody, this is Earth, the people out there, the creatures, they're humans. Fucking shock horror, because I didn't guess that out in 2 seconds. So yeah, they're humans who have adapted to this planet. She then goes on about, this isn't the fault, this is how things happen, the rich abandoned the planet and left the poor here to rot. A part of me thinks this is about Brexit. This is just Doctor Who trying to remind everybody the rich don't give a shit about you. Stop giving the rich what they want. Even though the people that are writing this aren't exactly fucking poor. Yeah, so I think this is a bit... That scene when she says about the, the wealthy, causing the problems and leaving and then giving the normal people the responsibility was about Brexit. Which I definitely need to hear, Doctor Who. Because the British people don't hear enough about Brexit these days. We need to hear about it in Doctor Who. And I'm going to say right now, I couldn't give a shit about Brexit. I hate politics. Okay? In my honest opinion, both sides are a bunch of fucking liars. Okay? The Leave and the Remain. They will lie through the teeth to get what they want. So that's my fucking 2 cents on that. So, we're then back at the hotel. Doctor tells everybody all that crap. She makes a small plan. And then the daughter asks about her mother, I think. Then Doctor tells her she died. Which then makes her question her plan to destroy the hotel. I think. I don't really remember about. I'm telling you, that character, literally, you could take her out of the episode and not much happens. Then the creatures attack the hotel. The Doctor pretty much has a plan to blow up the hotel, blow up the creatures, and then run to the transporter. Because apparently they have a transporter now. Okay. So they had a transporter. The Doctor makes a plan for it. The creatures enter the hotel. I'm just going to rush to the end because, again, this is just so boring. The Doctor then runs into a room where chased by a creature. She puts the creature in a cage. Then pretty much leaves it there. She runs with the rest of the group. The group get out of the hotel. The creatures are then chasing them, and then out of nowhere, the mother of the daughter, just appeared out of nowhere. We thought she was dead. No, she's alive. She protects her daughter, and they start fighting off the creatures on their own. The Doctor then abandons them. I don't know why. They transport away, and the Doctor then just abandons them. Doesn't come back to the TARDIS because they transport right to the TARDIS, and then nothing happens. We don't find anything out about her daughter and the mother. The last we see of them is they're flying off all these creatures on their own. Yep, that happened. And then the Doctor goes into some monologue about, climate change, war. This is not the future that humanity could go down if humanity... So the Doctor's pretty much saying you should change history. Even though that is one of her rules not to do. She doesn't change the course of history. Why is she doing that? It's like, literally, Doctor, you are in the future. This is going to happen. In your book, you don't change this. You would leave this to happen because it would need to happen because that's a rule you have. A fixed point in time. This would be that. So, yeah, so Doctor Who doesn't really give a shit about Laura anymore. This episode is just too boring. There's not enough there to you to enjoy. There is politics in this that you don't need to hear when you're just trying to enjoy a program. There wasn't a lot of SJW women stuff. I mean, people probably say the Scottish woman being in charge is SJW. No, it's not. It's just boring. This episode needed so much more action. It needed a lot more, I don't know, more actors to play the security guys, because just having two, again, I know I'm sticking to this a bit too much, but the two security people did not make sense for a spa that big. For 27 people, what if there was a massive fight? You're just going to have one person trying to stop all that. No, you wouldn't. So, yeah, this episode was boring. Again, you want to watch a program to forget about the problems in the world. Doctor Who just, it's not that anymore. It just wants to remind you about climate change and bullshit. And we got that thing in Australia, which I am dead sorry for the Australians. I gave all the money I could. I couldn't give more. Sorry. I mean, I know people in Australia. They are really having a rough time. And if you do watch this, please donate to the Australian firemen, because they are doing the fucking hardest job right now. But yeah, Doctor Who is it's boring. I could not get through this episode without drinking. I seem to be drinking a lot now. I'm watching Doctor Who again. It's just the excitement for Doctor Who is gone. I can't believe it's got this bad. You know, I thought Doctor Who, yeah, it's going to have a bump in the road a few times. But this is just endless now. I'm going to leave it there because, again, as you can hear from me, this is not my fucking best review because I'm just so bored. I really am. Doctor Who needs to sort itself out fast. You've got literally one more season coming up, Doctor Who. And if this is going to be happening in the next couple of years, yeah, Doctor Who's dead, people. Doctor Who will be dead. Because this shit ain't going to bring anybody back. I don't even think Doctor Who loyalists are coming back anymore, because I used to be a Doctor Who loyalist, but I gave up. And I'd like to thank the SJWs for screwing up another franchise for me. It's not like I can go to fucking Star Wars or Star Trek anymore. Nope, they're all dead. So, like and subscribe if you want to, or dislike it. I do not mind. I also am happy that some people are now commenting on my videos to have a chat. I like that. I like to have a conversation with people, because with all my friends, then, you know, I'm like a nerdy person in the group, so I can't really talk to them about it because they want to talk about sports and shit. So I do like talking about nerdy shit. And again, this is a crap episode of Doctor Who. I would suggest do not watch it. If you want to watch it, okay. But if you have any sense, don't bother. This is pretty hard for me to accept, but I do think Doctor Who is finished. And I'm going to end it on that note. Dislike or like if you want. This is Entertainment World Soldier saying goodbye. Bye.